All right, you want to do the song or what?
Ba-da-ba-dum. 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 No such thing as art. Ba-da-ba-dum. No. Ba-da-ba-dum. No such thing as art. Hey, how's it going, listeners? Welcome back to No Such Thing as Art.
Welcome
I'm Ross.
back. I'm Tommy.
And we're here with our guest, Mertzy.
Hey.
We'd like to talk a little bit about some of the fun stuff that we've been doing. Tommy, you just had a show recently, right?
Yeah, my band played a run of 3 shows. We played at Gibson Music Hall in Appleton, which was super rad. My band, Cave Paintings, by the way.
Yeah, yep.
And then we played at a skate park in Illinois the following night, which was super fucking cool. It was an indoor skate park.
Indoor?
Yeah, super small, awkward space.
Yeah.
None of us could hear each other, so we just all had fun. It was a lot of fucking... It was cool.
Yeah.
And then, the following night we were at Jamrock in Green Bay, and that was a really cool show, 4 bands.
Yeah.
It was a really cool run. And then we got 2 more shows. We'll be in Madison on the 31st.
That'll be cool.
And then
there you go.
Appleton Beer Factory on the 1st, opening up for DOG, formerly the Blackfoot Gypsies.
DOG. It's just
DEEOHGEE.
Oh.
I feel like I have to tell that to everybody.
Because they picture just the letters D-O-G.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes it difficult, but they're cool. They're a cool band, and it's going to be a really cool show. So that's on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
Bringing in the new year.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So what intrigues me is this skate park one. So how did that come about?
So a guy that's friends with the band was putting on like a fundraiser thing and asked us to come down and play. And it turned out, like, we were all real skeptical at first walking in, like, what the fuck? And then everybody stopped, like, skating to watch us play.
Yeah.
It turned into a really fun show, and afterwards we had, like, really rad feedback.
Yeah.
People were just super cool, like,
I'd imagine.
about giving us compliments and shit. So it was really weird, but it was definitely really cool.
Yeah, experience you probably won't forget.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I know. We're planning out this whole thing for Murph Comp 6 it'll be, and I'm excited for that. That's going to be in the summertime. But right now we have a few bands that we have coming, and one of them is Dirty Dan's band, not the Transplants, the Fast Plants. So and they're a skater punk band out of Illinois.
Yeah.
So, but Dan's from around here. So, yeah, I think that's a lot of fun. That's going to be on July 16th of this year, July 16th, and we're going to have a big shindig because this is the 20th of next year, I suppose. Next year. We're hoping we're going to release this before the new year. Especially since you said a show is coming up on New Year. So, anyways, next year, July 16th is what I said, right? Yep, July 16th, and that's 2022. We'll be giving away a skateboard. There's going to be bands playing. There'll be a big tent. It's the 20-year anniversary for the Menasha Skate Park, and then we're working on having a little after party as well. I know for sure
where I'm going to be jumping out of a cake.
Yep, probably me jumping out of a cake.
Totally worth going.
Yes.
Nice.
So, but that's a lot of fun. We do that. This, like I say, this will be the 6th annual, and the money we raise goes to the money we raise goes to the Chris Murphy Memorial Fund for the Menasha Skate Park, which goes to fixing up the skate park.
What kind of cake is it going to be?
I think chocolate.
Oh.
I feel like I would look better coming out of a red velvet.
You would, yes.
I mean,
that's
if it was chocolate, you call it sexual chocolate, and everybody's going to be there.
Everyone's going to love it.
People are going to show up and go, "Where's this cake?"
Yeah, right.
What the fuck is
Came
that?
for the cake. Like, seriously, where the fuck is the cake?
That's a brownie. He ain't jumping out of that thing.
That'll be cool.
He ate the fucking cake.
Now that I think about it, you actually gave us a certificate for that, a $200 one. I think that was we did a raffle for, and I forget. Chris's brother won it, and I guess Colton did his the old Murph dog symbol on his arm.
Yeah, he did that just like a week ago. Right?
Yep, that was his first tattoo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Hey, do you have any Murph dog decks left?
I don't have, and that's what's like. There's, I'm sure they're out there.
You think
I'm
so?
sure a few people have some, but like
I
there's
want to
none.
get one and make it my pedal board.
That would be cool. Yeah, but I don't think we'd have to talk to his. There's the mold. They still have the mold, how he made them and stuff.
Yeah, we should.
So I've thought about but like all the work put into like getting like all the, because you got to get the veneer boards and everything.
Yeah.
There was a whole process to it. And the thing about Chris is he actually he used to make the skateboards in his basement.
Oh, okay.
And with the wood glue and everything.
Yep.
And there wasn't really good ventilation down there. So there were times like he'd be down there and he'd be like high as a kite, like watching him make skateboards and stuff. But like it was like, what's going on? Wait a second. We didn't do anything.
I only made one. I thought I made 20.
Yeah. But yeah. No, he was like making, and his dad even said like when we were kids, like he was making these skateboards and selling them. And he Murph Dog skateboards, they were called, hence the Murph Dog skate competition, for the listeners out there. So anyways, he was making these skateboards, and his dad was telling me the last time they went up north to buy the boards, the veneer they need, he whipped out like just a pile of cash to pay the dude.
Hell yeah!
And like it was like, it's doing good, you know. So he actually had some merchandise and stuff too, some hats and stuff like that. We try making something every year or two to try to hand out. His mom will like hand sew, like actually with a sewing machine and stuff too. It's like, but like do like a what do you call that now? Embroidery. She like did an embroidery patches that we handed out for the first, second, and third place.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she did. She made gaiters that were embroidered with Murph comp on them.
That's
so
cool.
like, yeah. So like she put in her time and effort with that, and that whole family, the Murphys are amazing. Like they helped me so much planning that event. And this year, like as it's grown, it's so cool to see how like the right people are in the right places. So honestly, guys, like we'd love to have you down. Like I said, July 16th, 2022. I'm gonna keep plugging this thing probably as we go along, but it's a ways away. But put it in your calendar.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool for sure.
All right.
Right on. What do you want to talk about next?
I was going to say, let's talk about me. That's because we all know that I like talking about myself.
Let's hear it.
So I've been doing some shows lately, and it was fun the other night. I did a show in Menasha and at the Attic, and afterwards went out to Misfits, and it just turned out that the guitarist that was playing there that night broke his string. So I went and got my guitar.
Amateur move.
And yeah, right. And like basically didn't have it. Yep. But I mean, he was a good dude. I forget. Like I say, I have the name on his sweatshirt at home. But anyways, it's so just totally
sounds right. It sounds like a right thing for you, Ross.
Just leave it there for everyone to just wonder why is his name on a fucking sweatshirt. So anyways, so I brought the dude a guitar in, saved the day, hooray Ross. And I actually asked if I could play a few songs. So that was cool. And it was just fun watching like an impromptu thing like that. Yeah. Watching everyone just kind of be like, whoa, what's this? This is different than what was happening.
Yeah, that's cool.
And just had a lot of fun with that. I was just on another podcast. I'd like to mention them because they let me mention ours on theirs.
Sure.
Off the Rails podcast out of Milwaukee. It's a lot of fun. I actually was on there, and the episode I did, I was hooked up to this like machine that shocks you, and it's supposed to simulate contractions. And so I was singing a song, and they were like pranking me with this thing as I'm singing, and I'm just like, just fucking get like zapped and shit. And it's a good episode. Check it out, Off the Rails podcast. Look it up on Facebook.
I watched some of it. It's pretty funny. It's
yeah. Oh, we had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and they do video there. It's cool to see like. They're definitely light years ahead of us. But
do they live stream it?
Yep.
Okay.
They live stream the first hour, and then you do a second hour, and then that's released the Wednesday.
Oh, that's
later
cool.
that
That's
week.
a cool way to do it.
Yep. And I think there's a lot of cool stuff I saw from that, and from us. We've been getting this thing rolling again. We're still figuring out formats. We're still like bringing things to the table. We got people getting involved, people dropping out. Like it's just all this stuff that's happening that I feel like it's all heading in the right direction now.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing like more people that like we're coming across that are saying like, hey, we listened to the podcast.
Yeah, a lot of good feedback. A lot of people that are excited about it, which is
and we
cool.
love that you listeners are getting back to us. Continue to tell us like how great we are.
I started making Fuck Mertzy t-shirts.
There you go.
That's awesome.
I actually, when I started at Timeless, I gave Abby one. I was like, here, have a Fuck Mertzy t-shirt. She's like, I've always wanted one of these.
That's fucking great.
That's
like
awesome.
Primus has stickers and merch that say Primus sucks.
Yeah. Well, and that's definitely a marketing technique. You know what I mean, to do that. Like you were saying, I remember too in the shop about the anti-ads or whatever.
Silver Tuna. Meh.
Yeah. So
better than your average tattoo or prison tattooer. That's always a good.
I like that one. Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
So why don't we reintroduce our guest? Because I just kind of threw it out there. We're here with Mertzy. We're here with Mertzy from the Silver Tuna, a man who I've had tattoo on me, and he's like got an amazing cartoonish style. I love it.
I like me some cartoons.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like you seriously, and I've seen like your portfolio too. You have a very impressive portfolio.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
You can definitely tell.
I have not seen any of your work.
Yeah,
it's meh.
Yeah, so I've heard. Yeah, Mertzy.
Yeah, meh. He's been around a long time, so he must be doing something.
Yeah.
Well,
and like, there's so much love for you in the community of tattooing. Like anybody that I've like,
for
thrown
sure,
your name out there, like they're all like, "Oh, Mertzy, oh,
like, the old guy with the bibs on." Yeah, it works for me, and it's worked for a long time.
Yep.
I've been doing it. I started in 2004. I started just piercing. I was just a piercer.
Yeah,
and
you were like not exclusively cock piercings, but. One of the best ones in the area.
Yeah, I did a lot of...
I remember hearing that, actually.
I poked
a
lot of holes and a lot of wieners. Let me tell you. My dad's so proud.
Are your hands calloused? Or?
No, they're soft.
Like a glove full of Vaseline that you let your hand rest in?
Yeah. I did a Prince Albert... Man, I did a Prince Albert one time. And it was on a client of mine. And I, whatever. And all of a sudden... I did the piercing, and you wrap it in a paper towel and just put pressure on it. Get the bleeding to stop, and all of a sudden it started getting bigger in my hand. I'm like, I looked down, I'm like, Jason, and he's like, sorry, Mertzy. I'm like, man, you got to hold this now. That's not the waiver that we filled out here, man. So, yeah, that's happened.
Do you have yours pierced?
Yeah. Well, not anymore, but I still have an extra hole that I pee out of because I had my Prince Albert done, and then I stretched it to 2 gauge.
Cool? 2 gauge?
Yeah.
You don't come back from that neither.
Oh, no. No, I get drunk and I piss on myself because I forget to, shield it. So, I used to hang out
with... a shotgun hole through there or what?
Like one of the MCs I used to hang out with, some at their clubhouse. I go inside to take a piss. I walk in, and they're like, Mertzy, you pissed yourself. I'm like, hey... I pissed on myself. It looks the same, but it's completely different, man.
Somebody put a hole in my dick.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
I don't know if I could do it.
The piercing, I can act like the toughest guy in the world, but, I had a beanie on. It was over the top of my eyes. I'm banging my knee against the wall next to me.
Yeah.
The piercer's like, dude, you got to calm down. No.
No, I don't. This is my wiener we're talking about
my
here.
gut thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're about to stick a piercing in my best friend.
We had a buddy that had one, I know. I know he had some type of...
Who?
Pierced lawn. I thought he had a Prince
He's
Albert.
Got a tattoo. No,
I know he's got a tattoo on his nut bag.
Peanut on his sack.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of Oktoberfest for that piercing.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was on College Ave, and all of a sudden, like, a bunch of my friends were like, come on, we want to see it. So I was like,
Whip
okay.
it out.
I'm like,
See?
get in a circle around me. So
No.
they get in a circle around me. I pop it out, and I'm showing them, and all of a sudden, I feel this tap on my shoulder. I look, and it's a cop. And he's like, son, you got to put that away. You're causing a crowd.
The crowd was asking for it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just
yeah.
giving them what they
Are you
wanted.
impressed?
You got to go. Oh, come on.
Oh, that's funny.
He was impressed enough that he didn't arrest you.
Yeah, you just made me
Yeah.
leave.
Well, that's cool.
My nickname in high school was this. I'm kidding. It was like my pinky.
Oh, that's good. All right, so normally we review a beer on the show, but you brought us
Oh, yeah.
some moonshine.
I dabble. I make a little moonshine every once in a
Yeah.
while. So I got I literally did this on Saturday, and I haven't made moonshine since the shutdown because I was making moonshine and selling it because I
Yeah.
didn't know when the tattoo shop was going to open back up.
Yeah, you got it.
So I did peach cobbler. So yeah, try it out. Give her a try.
Yeah.
Peach cobbler. And
I
so
would
what,
say
what
no to
like
that.
so like you say, it was just a necessity of like something you enjoyed trying to do anyways and needing to get a little cash.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've definitely man, I started like
Man, that tastes good.
making moonshine probably about 10 years ago. I started with just like apple pie, just the basic.
Yeah, and apple pie is like what everyone, the cinnamon. What are you putting that exactly? Like,
Apple pie, like your standard apple pie recipe, is a gallon of apple cider, a gallon of apple juice, 2 cups of regular sugar. No, 2 cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of regular sugar, and then 10 cinnamon sticks, and you boil that to break the sugars down.
yeah.
Let that cool, and then you just add, normally they'll add like 2 cups of, I think it's like spiced rum, and then a cup of Everclear.
Yeah.
But, like, that stuff has got a bottle and a half of Everclear in it. So
Yeah, hell yeah. That's clean, man. I really. A lot of times after moonshine, you take a big pull and it stings.
You feel it.
It
Yeah, it
lingers.
stings. So it puts
Hurts.
hair on
Oh,
your
I got
chest.
some guys from Kentucky that I can that
Yeah.
that
The
can get
shit
some
you
of
can
that.
run an engine off.
Yeah,
of.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is nice. I like that. It
Yeah,
could
smooth.
definitely get me into trouble really quick.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
going to say, definitely trouble in a bottle.
The first time that I made it, like, I had probably about an inch in a jar, like the leftover,
Yeah.
And Sarah and I are sitting in the living room, and I bring the jar in, and we go back and forth and just drink that inch out of the bottom. And I was like, okay, I should probably go clean up from all this. And I go to stand up, and I was like, whoa, I got to sit back down.
Yeah.
Fucking boot to the head.
So, yeah. But, yeah.
What do you think about it, Ross?
I like it a lot. I know we got a swig of it before, too. And after that swig, I was setting all this stuff up, and all of a sudden I was like, ooh, well, that hit me.
I feel warm.
Yeah, definitely warm inside. It's
Is
perfect for the holidays.
Is that the Christmas cheer?
Yeah, is that what I
Yes,
hear
it
about this
is.
Christmas cheer?
There you are,
That's-
Christmas magic.
When you have a family like mine, you need something that'll get that Christmas cheer flowing, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's that time of year, too, like with having to be around the family a bunch, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Yeah, it's everything. And I find myself, I don't know, just definitely drinking more when I'm around family. So I don't know what that means. That's
Alcohol's an excellent lubricant for family functions.
I think it's funny to see my family go that way, but it's like we're just all getting older, and it's just like, well, this is how we have fun, Like I love my family. Don't get me wrong. My immediate family, my sister, my mom and dad, they're a riot to be around. But like I find we're drinking a lot more around each other when we hang out. Like it's like, it's like, is this just
Welcome
how we?
to getting through life as an adult.
Yeah, right? Like my parents have just been hiding it up till now, but now my sister and I are at that point too. But they're like, "Oh, come on in. This is why we always had that tumbler." So, yeah, no, I always made the joke that my parents are trying to kill each other. And it's not like Mr. and Mrs. Smith or anything. My mom makes sure that there's plenty enough sugary treats around for my diabetic dad. and my dad makes sure that the liquor's stocked up tight so my mom can pickle her liver till she dies. So that's
Sounds like a good dynamic.
And and
they
it's-
get each other.
It sounds like a delicious death, actually.
Yeah, right.
what's scary
Can I
is
go
the
over?
truth behind it. I remember it was funny because like I went over there and I came up with that joke when I went over, and my dad's got this huge bag of M&Ms. He's like, "Look what your mom got me." I'm like, "You're fucking diabetic. Like what the fuck? Like what is
need this.
she's trying to kill you."
I need to. I'm trying to maintain my blood sugar.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, no, but he's got the those little pods now that he puts on. You ever seen those? There's like 2 pods, one for like his insulin and one that just reads all the time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we always like say like he's RoboCop or whatever, or, like give him shit about it.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah,
Freeze, creep.
oh yeah, that's dangerous. I got to watch what I do with this.
Yeah, I think. Well, that last one definitely went straight to my head, so I'm gonna take a 5 on.
Yeah, that's right. That's good stuff, though. Thank you very much for bringing that.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, man, that's excellent.
So
I just carry a jar with me everywhere because then people like me more. Just here, keep drinking this. You'll like me, I swear. Want to make an appointment for a tattoo? Not yet? Here, keep drinking.
You gotta have a hook, man.
Yeah. Sales gimmick 101.
I got a tattoo from you not that long ago for your October deal you were doing.
Oh, yeah,
And,
yeah.
I
What
got
was
one
it?
of the Evil Dead. So I got Ash.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. I remember.
Yep, yeah, Mertzy did that, but that was a
Yeah.
collaboration, and that was with
Miro from Main Street Electric.
Yep,
the owner of
Main
Main
Street
Street Electric.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
cool.
Miro.
Yeah, and he's cool as hell. He's like he did super realism, so like he did like the cabin,
Yeah.
and then Mertzy put on Ash, and then the book.
Okay.
And so, it's cool. I like it a lot. He did a very good job.
Some
It's
stickers.
yeah,
rad.
When I
Fuck
love
yeah.
that style, I want to keep going up my leg with it. So
Yeah?
yeah, but we don't need to talk about that.
I know
on
a
here.
guy, so.
There you go.
Here, have a drink.
Have it. Yeah.
What's your schedule look like?
That's funny because you're talking about like the diabetic thing. And years ago, when I worked at another tattoo shop, I started doing a Christmas treat competition where you'd bring in your Christmas treats and I would eat them. And at the end, on Christmas, I would just say whose was the best.
Yeah.
And like the owner was like, "Do you give a gift certificate away?" I'm like, "No."
No.
And he goes, "And people do this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, tons of them." Like the people that work with me are like, "Yeah, they're bringing in treats all the time. We always got candy here."
That's what's up.
So I started when I opened the Silver Tuna. I continued, but I do gift certificates.
Yeah. Yep.
So like first place gets $100 gift certificate, second 50,
Yeah,
and
hell
then
yeah.
third 25.
That's cool.
But yeah, so I literally just get people to bring me their homemade Christmas candy because I'm a junkie and I just want sweets.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. And that's one thing I love about like your shop has that feeling too that you can come in and bring you Christmas cookies.
Oh yeah,
Like it's just
please
this-
do.
Yeah. Like it's just such a friendly shop. Like as soon as you walk in the doors, you just feel at home. And I noticed that right away. And I just saw you on social media and just you were crazy. I know you're not on as much, but like I just remember some of your posts, and that was through the Sean's page. The Sean Patrick
Oh, yeah, okay.
Moore is my favorite comedian.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that guy too.
That's why. Yeah, that's fuck him. We like saying fuck him randomly because he says he won't listen to our podcast, but we know he
Yeah, we like to-
secretly listens.
He's in
to
the
our
closet.
podcast.
I always tell him when we mention him, and then I
Yeah.
won't tell him where we
Where
mention
and it's
him.
always just fuck Sean.
So he has to go through it and listen to it.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, I
He-
didn't.
He actually messaged me with some ideas that were pretty solid. I should talk to you about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. I was like, you just proved you fucking listened to us, you
Yeah.
bastard. Like,
Soon enough, he'll be asking us
Yeah.
to come on the damn show.
we might, maybe. I mean, we'll have to check our books and see if we can fit them in.
I'm gonna
Just
go
get a cardboard
on,
cutout of him and keep him here all the time.
There you go. They
I'm
sell
gonna go
those.
on the record and say that I will never ask him to be on our show,
That's what.
but I will immediately accept him if he asks.
If
me
he
to
asks,
be on the show. Fuck that guy.
it's in your lap. What you gonna do with it?
It's your move, fat boy.
All right. So that one's just for us, and we
No,
love it.
fuck that
No,
shit. You gotta leave that in.
Yeah. No, I'm leaving it in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like you listeners are. If you haven't, like Sean Patrick Moore, he does have a special.
And
out
if
there.
you hear this, tell him that we talked about him extensively.
Immensely about
tell him he's gonna want to hear this.
Yeah, but he's got a special out called actually Nothing Special, Nothing Special, NOTHIN.
I love the cover art for that.
Yeah, it's him. It's Sean like on a dock or no, it's just, in a hammock, and you can see the dock in the background and his big old belly hanging
And the
out.
hammock looks like it's hanging on for
Yeah,
dear life.
the hammock's like, all right, we gotta hold on here. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I actually went and saw it. We both saw that. You and I both went and so you can hear Tommy and I, because we know you probably don't want to hear Sean, but if you want to hear Tommy and I laughing in the background to Sean, listen to his album. It's amazing.
I have a great laugh sometimes.
Yeah, that's
contagious. I've been told.
That's why people listen to us. I feel like they just don't even listen to anything but the laugh.
There's that laugh. All right, I'm good.
All right, we're good.
It's funny too because my laugh varies depending on the kind of weekend
exactly.
that I had.
Oh yeah.
It can be either really slow and low,
yeah,
or like giggly and
giggly
like
my laugh definitely changes too. I have different laughs based on like how funny I think something is or whatever. But like, it's funny because when I used to go to the comedy club when I first started, I laughed quite a bit, and now that I'm like out there quite a bit and hearing the same stuff,
yeah,
I give nods, and like I'm like, whoa, no,
couple
I love laughing. Yeah, it's like, oh no, but it's just with that. Like everything else, like when I go see a professional, like I still laugh my ass off.
fucking amateur.
I know that's what
Adam Sandler said the hardest thing for him as an actor
is laughing,
is to laugh.
and his laugh is one of the most iconics.
And that
yeah.
He said that's not his laugh.
Yeah,
That's him acting like he's laughing.
Yeah.
He goes, I can't act like I'm laughing. I gotta laugh.
Yeah, I wonder what his actual laugh sounds like. Adam, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the cast.
Let's
and
tag
get
him. Him and Kid Rock.
Him and
Let's
Kid
get their
Rock.
attention.
I'll pee on myself
Callback.
so you can laugh for real. It's hilarious.
We had an extensive conversation about Kid Rock on the episode with Tommy's band.
Ross has a boner
Cave
for Kid
Paintings.
Rock, and
I love Kid Rock.
we tore into Ross for an hour and a half about like
He's a marketing genius. Just say
We
your name
definitely-
over and over
we
again.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, though. Like,
Yeah.
dude, and the guy is a performer. Like, he is definitely a performer. I don't know. Maybe it's because I come from a background where I want as much attention as I can get when I'm on stage that I think Kid Rock is a hell of a performer.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Like, I'm like, he gets all the attention. Look at him. Sequenced bib overalls. Like, come on now. Like, it's all right. We're not getting on Kid Rock again for this episode. Stop it. Done.
I didn't
All
say
You were letting me go.
My bad, Ross.
You got to stop that shit. Shut it down. That was your job.
You had one shot.
Sometimes I
one
like
job.
to let you run with it and see where
Yeah.
it goes. It's
Speaking
great.
of running
'cause
with
if I
it-
do that,
Yeah.
it could go some interesting places.
It does sometimes. It really does. My mind goes very interesting places.
The
As
less
well as-
we talk, the more he'll talk, and it's really funny to watch.
Just throw grenades out there like lemon, banana, butthole,
Kid Rock, midget.
Kid Rock, 3-foot cock.
See what sets the trigger off.
Speaking of
So-
3-foot cock,
I was just saying. Speaking of you caught it. Fuck. Beat me to it. All right. I think that's why we work so well together. Great minds think alike. Anyways, Mertzy, what got you into tattooing? I mean, you said you started piercing, right? So you were in shops already.
Well, I literally got into the industry by accident.
Yeah.
here in the valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went through divorce and went and got tattooed and ended up, me and the tattooer got along really well and started hanging out. And one night he was having a barbecue and I was working at Sure Dry Basement Systems. And I was like, yeah, when I'm done working, I'll come over. So I went to his house right after work. I was full of mud and bullshit and grease. And
Yeah.
he's like, you need to get a new job. And I was like, yeah, man, you should teach me how to tattoo. Well, you know.
He's like, let's do it.
Yeah. Case of beer later, we're sitting there. He's like, you know how to draw? I was like, I can't draw blood with a knife. Like, he's like, yeah, I could probably teach you how. I'm like, all right, cool. So
Yeah.
that's how it
That's
started.
awesome.
Yeah, he started
Well,
me out
that's-
as a piercer. And
Obviously, he taught you, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be natural talent there.
No, I
Like,
don't.
no.
I mean, not for me. Well, I used to draw a little bit when I
well,
was in high school and stuff.
Yeah,
Do
but
you have
look,
any
you're a
other
kid, though.
art forms that you mess with?
I like really get into like markers and colored pencils.
Yeah.
Paint.
Before tattooing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to screw around with that
Okay,
a lot.
all right.
But otherwise, like, I mean, I always built stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Feel a creative thought process.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good foundation for
I can
being
look at a
creative.
dumpster full of trash and turn it into furniture.
Hell
like,
yeah.
I'm just that guy.
Yeah. Well, and that's a
Yeah.
useful skill to have. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a skill that the modern generation is kind of losing because they grew up not having to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we didn't have like iPads and shit, so we were pulling shit out of garbage and building random like. It's a bomb. Like I did that a lot. I don't know if I had a problem
Making
like,
bombs?
I like made a lot of things, and I was like, it's a bomb. Like I don't know if I was one of those kids. I don't know. Like
My dad caught me one time cutting open firecrackers and taking the gunpowder and putting it into a pipe and like just packing it. And he comes in my room and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "I'm not sure yet."
Science, Dad.
just doing this to go along.
Mr. Wizard, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
when we were actually building Silver Tuna, my construction guy and Sarah was doing like some baseboard. My construction guy was working on something, and I was sitting there kind of idle. So I was like, I'm gonna go make a front desk, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I walked outside, and there was a bunch of pallets. And if you've ever been there, our front desk,
It's pallets, yeah.
it's just pallets.
Yeah.
Like I pinned them all together and burned the shit out of the thing.
Well, and that's like you. I remember you posted something. You were going up to the cabin and you had a bunch of pallets. What should I make? And I forget you made like a little mini bars thing or something.
Yeah, I made
Yeah.
Sarah she like last year she had this back injury that she'd been dealing with. So
Yeah.
we just had a deck put onto the cabin. So I was like, I'm going to make some patio furniture for her. So
There you go.
I kind of like figured it out, and she sat it, and she's like, "This is the most comfortable chair I've ever sat in." The whole thing's pallets.
That's cool.
That's cool though, man. Like it shows that like I say, not a lot of people have that skill. Like they don't look at something and go, "Hey, I can make this
Right,
become
that
this."
alternate perspective
Yeah.
that a lot of people aren't just naturally ingrained with.
And I got to do that to get away from like the tattoo end of things sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
right.
Like, because otherwise, I love what I do, like
Yeah.
more than anything. Sarah takes care of all the business end of things, so like, I don't have to worry about scheduling. She does
Yeah.
all that.
Dude,
I don't
shout
have-
out to her. Seriously,
Yeah, she's the rock.
awesome.
Yeah, she does all the
Like-
scheduling, all the ordering,
Yeah.
like all the licensing, all of that. So all I have to do is tattoo, and I love that. But like, it's one of those careers where like you can't go anywhere without. Once people know you're a tattooer, everybody
right.
wants to talk, which is
Yeah.
awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
that's an awesome problem to have.
Right.
But that's how I get away from it. I go up to the cabin and build stupid shit out of garbage.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. You got them, and it's about maintaining a balance,
Yep.
for
Yeah.
sure. Especially if it's if you're fortunate enough to do something that you're passionate about as a means of living, you have to maintain a balance to maintain that passion behind it.
Otherwise, it becomes a job.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then it wears on you for sure.
And I don't ever want that to happen. Like, I literally love tattooing. It's one of those things I could be having a horrible day,
Yeah,
and the minute that I get the tattoo machine in my hand and I'm tattooing,
Yeah.
everything disappears.
yeah.
which
It's
is
like
awesome.
for me. It's like that with music, man.
Yep.
There's times where I'm like been in such a shit mood that I didn't even want to go to practice, and I go to practice because I know I have to, and I know it's gonna be good, but like I want to stew in it,
Right.
And I get there and like 5 minutes in, it's like I don't even remember what I was mad about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like that emotional outlet. It allows you to channel some shit through.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I definitely feel that too with like the comedy end. Like
Yeah,
whenever
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
at
yeah.
an open mic and like I'm like I don't know if I want to go to the open mic tonight. Fuck this.
Yeah.
But then like you get there and it's like you see some of the guys and it's like all right, and then
Yeah.
as soon as you go up and do your thing, like you say, it's just a release. And that's I think a lot of people like find that in their artistic abilities
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever
for
they
sure.
do. You know what I mean? Like that is their release, and that's why you get good at it.
I
Because
think
it's
most
something
people that
you
like
enjoy.
have anxiety issues haven't found that release.
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
like once you find that like that one thing that you're passionate about, like go with it.
Yeah,
Do whatever you
right.
can to do that as much as you can.
Exactly.
And try, like, I went through so many things, and like I tried all kinds of different shit, and some of them I was passionate about, but opportunities to continue. You know, like with film, and theater and shit around here, just weren't there to continue with it. You know, and I tried all kinds of different shit. I was like, nope, that's not it. No, that's not it. And just recently, I went from considering myself a hobbyist bass guitar player to a musician. And
what you're doing with those guys is music, like highly intricate music. Like it's cool though. It's
good to have that balance. But when you try a bunch of different things, you can apply those things you've learned to when you finally find your calling. You know.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a pretty cool thing. As we've talked to several tattoo artists and other artists that are just working artists, it's a pretty fortunate thing in 2021 to be able to do something that you're passionate about and make a living doing it.
Yeah, and be successful. And, you know, it's crazy.
Well, I think that's everyone's goal too, and that's what's cool is like you're doing it, man. Like you're doing what you love for a job,
right?
Like that's cool.
It is, man. I'm very fortunate. I tell people all the time, like I found this weird loophole on the world where,
right.
Yep.
Like
especially in today's society, it's hard to get out from under the fucking thumb of the machine, man.
Oh yeah. I get together with my friends, and it's everybody complaining about their job, and I'm sitting in the corner like, oh, sorry,
I fucking love my job.
Love my job. Like,
I love, and
I hate traffic lights. Fuck those things. I got to look for shit to bitch about.
Yeah, right.
You know what? Grinds
I need to
my
relate to you
gears?
guys.
Santa Claus.
Well, that's what people do when they get together. They bitch about shit, you know. And that's I think that like I say, what you got going there, and with your other artists that are there too. Like Josiah did some tattoos, like did my sleeve on my arm, and like same thing, dude.
That guy's a machine.
He loves coming in to work. Like, and you can tell he just loves it.
Well, yeah,
like,
and he, like, I worked with Josiah when I was at Timeless.
Yeah.
And then I opened up Silver Tuna, and then some things happened with the shutdown.
Yeah.
Because Josiah has a sailboat, and he was running charters, so he wasn't tattooing at all.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the world shut down.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to get back into the tattoo thing, so he got a hold of me. And I'd worked with him, but I hadn't worked, like, close with him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, one of the first jobs that he was doing for Silver Tuna was this sleeve that he was working on. And, I mean, there was this Medusa. It was like a Greek mythology sleeve.
Yeah.
And Josiah does mainly just realism. So there's this Medusa, and I'm like, where did you find the reference for that Medusa? And he's like, well, I really didn't find a reference. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, I found like a face of a hot chick.
Yeah.
And kind of stenciled that,
Off
and
of
then
that,
drew
and then,
everything else on. And
yeah.
I mean,
and he just understands realism that much that he knows how to
That's
work off of.
sweet.
Because we were looking
I
at,
wish
like,
I could see shit like that.
for my sleeve too. Like, we took a lot of things were statues and stuff like that that we found. And that's where he gained his reference off of.
Yeah.
And like what he did with it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool.
Oh, we could.
Like,
you could have a podcast about just Josiah, because that guy's like,
his life is
Let's get
so
him on.
crazy.
He's
I told
now. He is on his sailboat. Like, he'll be here. Actually, he just flew back.
Yeah.
But he took his sailboat basically down the Mississippi. He's
fuck
living
yeah.
down in New Orleans for a while, then Florida, then he's taking the Atlantic back up and coming back in through the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
It's called the Great Loop.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah,
have
like,
him on.
yeah.
Like, after, like, and just
that'd be
talk to
cool
him
for
about that
sure.
and
I'd
stuff.
be down to
The
talk
guy
about
was a semester away from a philosophy major
Yeah.
and stopped and started tattooing.
Just says,
So
fuck
he's
it.
got like this huge brain. He's
Man.
an
Yeah.
awesome dude.
And he
when
loves
the
talking
opportunity
philosophy.
arises, you got to take it. You know.
Yeah, and he rode the rails once for like 2 months. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah, he's just
that's cool.
he's an
He's-
awesome dude, man.
Yeah.
He's got two brothers and a sister, I believe.
Yep.
And the two brothers both have boats as well, like sailboats. They all met and like tied them all up, and it was like a big dream of theirs since they were kids. And the sister lives out of her van, and not like Sean, that piece of shit.
Yeah, no,
Like,
she's
it's way.
she's like an influencer.
Yeah.
She's got like 1 million
Oh, shit.
followers.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
oh yeah,
Yep.
like it's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sean, you need to step it up. We'll just keep dragging Sean on this one.
You can't just live in a van down by the river.
Yeah,
you
no,
got to
that's
move it
what's-
around a little bit.
What's funny is his nickname's Farley, and now he's living in a van. Like, so,
I just can't imagine how bad that van smells.
oh, he parked it in my driveway for during those shows that he recorded.
Yeah.
and I got to go in. It wasn't as bad as you'd think. I don't know if he just like sprays or what he does, but it wasn't.
There's enough
Like, I
Bath
went
and
in-
Body Works
yeah,
in there
I was
now
like-
that he'll have
I
cancer
was like,
by the
I
time he's
expected
45.
this to I know how honestly if I were to do that, I know how I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I have a pile of clothes on my floor right now that's probably been sitting there for months. I need to do something about.
Gross. Ugh.
I know.
You're
I'm a
an
horrible
adult.
human being.
You're an adult.
Rachel, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'll get it cleaned up one of these days.
It's crazy because at my house, like I have this. It's like a magic, like clothes hamper.
You just throw it in.
I
and
put
it
them in
just-
there,
yeah.
and then like a week later, they're back in there, but they're
They're all
clean
hung up.
and they're folded. I love you, Sarah.
I have that same thing. I love you, Tommy. It's really neat.
Yeah, no.
If I do enough drugs, I don't remember the process in between.
Hey, another jar of this, and
It's always a surprise.
you might wake up in Mexico.
There you
me. So I got a question for you. When you first started tattooing, did you have a point where you were like, man, maybe this isn't for me?
Yes.
You were just frustrated as fuck. Like,
If I had $1 for every time I threw my tattoo machines back in my cart and said I was never tattooing again, I'm just piercing, I probably could have retired without tattooing. Yeah, it was, unfortunately, the gentleman that taught me how to tattoo, we don't speak anymore, but he literally is the reason that I tattoo. Because I would do that, like I'd do a tattoo and I'd be super frustrated. And I'm like, that's it. I'm just piercing. I'm not tattooing.
Yeah.
I'm a good piercer. I'm going to stick with that. And he'd be like, yeah, that's fine, man. And then like a week or two go by. And then all of a sudden he'd be like, hey, man, you want to do these little tattoos for me? Because I want to get out of here early. I'd be like, no, dude, I don't tattoo. I'm just a piercer. Remember? He'd be like, come on, man, just shut up. Blah. So he pushed me. He did. And
that's good.
yeah. He definitely got me where I am. So
So what, aside from him pushing you, what was it about tattooing that kept you in it, I guess, ultimately led you to where you're at today?
man, I've always had a problem with like not being able to do something that I set out to do.
All right.
So
That's
like
fair.
I was
Yeah.
gonna do it like one way or another. Like even though I wanted to quit, I knew that deep down that I was gonna tattoo.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know, and I tell everybody, man, I am not the greatest tattooer in the area. There are better tattooers than me, but you'll get the best tattoo that I can give you and the best experience that you'll ever have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck
Like
yeah.
that's
And it's a hell of an experience too.
we have fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Cooter,
Cooter.
He's Colton is actually, Sarah didn't even know, Colton is actually, they're cousins.
Yeah.
And it was a few years back, we needed tires. So I hopped on Facebook and I was like, where are my tire guys? You know, and Colton
Yeah.
was like, hey man, just have Sarah bring the car up by me and I'll get it all taken care of. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, are you related to this guy? He's got the same last name as you.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know. I'm going to bring my dad.
Yeah.
So her and her dad go and here like they're cousins.
Yeah.
And he'd kind of went through an apprenticeship years ago in Oshkosh, and he gave it up. It wasn't for him. Then I
Yeah.
opened up Silver Tuna, and he was kind of interested in getting back in. So I
Yeah.
told him, like, hey, come on in. We'll start at ground zero and just work our way up. And,
Yep.
man, he's killing it. Like,
That's rad to give someone the opportunity like that, you know. I feel like some places it's maybe a little bit more closed off as far as catching an opportunity of encouragement like that.
oh yeah, the tattoo industry is a hard one to get into, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's definitely the apprenticeship is it's not easy.
Yeah.
But it's not supposed to be.
right, yeah.
Like there's a lot of kids now getting into it that are like millennials. Like they think they should get paid for their apprenticeship, and they think they should be babied and praised the whole time. And it's
Yeah.
like, man, you have to go through some of that hazing because there's going to be a day that you're going to draw something for somebody and they're going to look at it and they're going to be like, this is garbage and I
Yeah.
hate it.
yeah, for sure.
And if you can't handle that, you're not going to handle this industry very well.
Yeah.
And that's what you learn.
Well,
like,
it's kind of like a vetting process. You know, you got to prove that you want to do it. Like a lot of people will say they want to do it, and they'll show up, but then, you know, what kind of commitment do you get after that point?
I've made more money in a year tattooing than any other career I've ever done in my life, and I never had to go to college to do it.
Yeah.
I never, you know,
Yeah.
I went through an apprenticeship, man. Like, and it wasn't an easy one.
No.
Like,
I went through an apprenticeship too for my job, but I had to go to the tech every other week, and it was a little bit. I love apprenticeships. I love my apprentices too. If you're listening, but anyways,
I love Cooter, but that's because he's family.
Yeah,
I don't touch him inappropriately.
and if you tell anybody,
He's got such small hands; it looks so big.
yeah, and I love, like, it's just so cool to hear the banter between you two, and like even like Josiah, like all three of you were there the one day, and that was like the funnest. Like it's all been fun, but that was like just a riot.
We have fun, man. Like, the rule of the shop is the best tattoo that you can give at the time of your career, best experience, and have fun.
Yeah.
Like, we got it set up so Sarah does all the scheduling for everybody. So, like, the job part of tattooing, like, Silver Tuna artists don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
She does all of that. So, like, you literally come in and tattoo.
Yep.
And it's awesome. So, like, yeah, all you have to worry about is making cool tattoos and having fun with your client. Like,
Yeah, that's tough.
because I tell people, you can give the best tattoo in the world, and if you don't give them a good experience, they will go someplace else. Because they'll be like, man, I love my tattoo, but he didn't talk to me at all. It was really awkward. I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Where, man, I've been an apprentice that gave shitty ass tattoos and got those people to want to come back every other week for another shitty tattoo.
Yeah.
Because I was telling jokes, or making them feel good. Like, that's
how I feel about cooking hibachi. Like, there's other chefs that are like flashier than me, and they got cooler tricks. But like, I tell jokes, I'm personable, and I make good food.
Yeah.
And I have enough tricks to like keep them in it.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, it's about the all around experience, right? The making them comfortable with you, for sure.
Yep.
I think that's a good philosophy, definitely.
Well, and there's a lot to do with that, like in comedy too. It's all about commanding the room, kind of a thing.
Right.
Like, it's
absolutely,
that's what I call it, commanding the room. And like, if you can really like you get people on your side when you do that, like you show them, hey, like, I'm someone you can trust. I'm someone that you know, and like, you need that sometimes with all, like, pretty much everything we do.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's definitely a skill that you kind of hone as you go along with your craft too.
Well, and if you're genuinely happy with your life, and, you know,
it's going to show,
and then create that kind of environment. That definitely carries over to other people that go in and experience that, you know, and that's awesome, because you see a lot of anti that nowadays, you know?
Well, and I think the thing with like every one of us in this room is when we're in our atmosphere, the people that are coming to us, they like what we like.
Right.
Like, they're coming for like good food, they're coming for comedy, they're coming for tattoos. They're already your people. So to not get them to come back in the door, you must have really did something wrong. You know, like, you know, like, and like you said, man, it's knowing your audience. You know, you got to control the room, and you know, obviously, there's certain jokes you can't tell with certain people. I had a lady that came in on Saturday, and we were doing a little iris, like a super tiny little iris. It was the first time she was at Silver Tuna. She walked in the door, and she was pretty proper.
Yeah.
And we got NWA bumping on the, and all of a sudden Sarah like runs to my phone, and she's like, I can't turn it off fast enough.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, what's going on? She's like, I don't think she wants to listen to this.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, it was funny because I know the one, I think when you were doing my crow, there was a woman that was getting tattooed by Colton. And it was funny because before we went into it, you kind of were like, oh, we'll see what we can get away with joking around. And as it went along, we got increasingly like more and more
Oh,
intense
yeah.
with the shit
Yeah.
we were
Oh,
joking
yeah.
around about.
Yeah.
And she was loving it. So we were like, every time, like, okay, is she okay with this? All right.
That's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
funny.
No, but it's a blast. And like definitely, I don't know, it's one of those things that like you say, when you're in your element and doing your thing and you can provide that for others, you know,
Yeah.
it's genuine and people feel that. And I think that's where it comes from too.
Well, it's sort of therapeutic for each one of us in a sense, you know. Like,
Yeah.
if we're having a shit day and you go and put 3 minutes into that experience for somebody, I mean, I know for me, it'll pull me. I mean, I'll forget by the time I'm done cooking the table what the fuck I was.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
what
yeah.
was making me mad before?
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
like, oh, that's not so bad.
No.
So dramatic. It's the Mexican blood in me, I think.
Yeah. You haven't talked too much about doing hibachi. I think we've talked a little bit in one of the episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I only do it like 3 days a week.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
maybe
but it's an art.
2 days a week.
No, that's an art.
No,
I worked it in.
I'm a hand leaner, so I'd be like, so what do you want?
Yeah.
Oh, I've done that. It's all on how you react.
Yeah.
Or don't react.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not going to cook your food right there.
Yeah, right. I'll just scrape that off. Fuck, that hurt. So what was your life like before you got into tattoos?
Man, okay. I was production manager for Sure Dry Basement Systems. I wore cotton Dockers to work and had blonde highlights in my hair.
This sounds like my senior picture.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. I was. I went through my first divorce, and I kind of realized that like I was living a lie. And then I met the gentleman that taught me how to tattoo, and I jumped into it, man. Like I don't think for probably the first year and a half of me in the industry, I didn't have something healing at some point or
Hell
another.
yeah.
You know, like either I had a piercing healing or a tattoo, and then I got into the suspension end of things and
right
like
on.
the heavy body modifications, and
Yeah.
you know, I've definitely dove deep, but yeah, I was your 9 to 5er, man.
Yeah, that's
I was one
awesome.
of those. I hated life. You know, I started drinking
That's
Thursday.
a success story,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Drink
Yeah,
until
that's the
Sunday
thing.
because I hated my job so
Yeah.
much. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, that shows anybody out there. It's not make that jump.
Yeah, I was there a few months ago, and now I play music and cook hibachi, and it's pretty fucking rad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and with the way the world is right now, man, why not?
Yeah.
Like, if you're not happy, the only thing that's worth it in the world, be happy.
Yeah.
Like you said, take that jump, you know,
Yep.
take that class, go do that, you know, whatever's going to make you happy. I did. I haven't looked back, and man, I even at one point, me and my first ex-wife were like talking for like a minute and a half, and I was like, would you have ever let me like get into the tattoo industry? And she's like, oh, hell no. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I definitely made the right choice.
Yeah,
Like,
yep. That's funny. One of those things about like tattooing is like it's permanent. You're doing it on someone's skin. Like, what did it take really to get over that? Like you say, I know that a lot of the frustrations I'm sure at first come from that. Like, that looked like shit, and now that person's got to live with it.
Yeah.
Like,
forever.
it's like,
Man, I don't know. You just, I'd always ask people because, like, even I was at my first tattoo shop for probably 9 years, and I still didn't feel like it was only with one other artist. And then I went to Timeless, and I was around a lot more artists, and that's when I really feel like I started to develop, like, and get better at tattooing.
yeah,
But I kept asking these guys, like, just how do you tattoo? Like, how do you do it? They're like, well, you do it. I'm like, yeah, but not like you. Like,
yeah,
and they're like, you just do it. Like, you just stop thinking about
Yeah,
it
right.
and just do it. And that's really
Create.
it. Like, yeah.
That's fucking cool.
When
man.
when it stops being frustrating and starts becoming fun, that's when you're a tattooer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, at least, because then
One-
it's like, oh,
that's when you really, when you're comfortable with it, you're gonna grow. Like when you're tense and stuff, there is growth there. Don't get me wrong. When you're going through those early stages in anything, you are learning stuff. But when you get good at it, is when you're comfortable with it. And I've noticed that with my own job. Like, because
Yeah,
I'm a
for
millwright and like I working on machines and stuff, I was so nervous diving into some of this stuff. Like, I'm gonna fuck this up. Like, this machine's never gonna run right again.
Yeah.
And like, and I don't come from a background of too much mechanical stuff. Like, I worked on my car every now and again. Like with my grandpa, who's only got one arm. So that was fun, like working on cars with him. Like it was
like seriously, he's only got one arm.
Only got
working
one arm.
on cars.
Yep.
Nice.
And he was really good at it, like really good. Well, a joke I make is my grandpa is like one of my biggest like heroes of my life, and it's because he only has one arm, but that man can do anything.
Oh yeah,
that only requires one arm. But
say everything but clap.
But clap. Yep. Well, since Thanksgiving was it's a little further away, but it just happened. Drawing that turkey.
Oh, he can still put the
Does he
got to
ever
put
go
the pen in his mouth
with his mouth?
Does he ever go as the drummer from Def Leppard for Halloween?
No, that's not. I should ask him about that. No, that's funny.
Have you ever spelled a word wrong?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
There's not a man. There's not a tattooer out there that hasn't, and if they say they haven't, they're a liar.
I love the response to that question every time.
Yeah.
It's not even a second.
Yeah, it's
And
like, oh,
everyone's like,
yep.
fuck yeah, fucking sucks.
Mine was February. There's an R in there, folks. Don't forget about it.
How did you fix it?
The funny story is this guy came in. The front desk person at the shop that I worked at the time took all the information, wrote it down, and was like, I spell checked the name with him. It's absolutely perfect. And they spelt February wrong. Now, people are like, how can you spell something wrong? That's so stupid. You spell all the time. When you're tattooing, you're not spelling, you're drawing each letter.
Right, yeah.
So you're concentrating on each letter. So I put the stencil on, and at this time I tattooed and I pierced.
Yeah.
So I got the stencil on him. It's on his chest, the whole deal. Take a look at it. All of a sudden, this 4 set of girls walked in, and they all wanted piercings. I'm like, are you cool when this is drying, if I quick take care of these girls? And he's like, no, go ahead. So I did 4 piercings. Probably took me about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So that stencil was on him, and he looked at it the whole time, and he loved it. No big deal. I do the tattoo. And then a week later, he calls and he's like, and this is the first time I met this guy. So this is where that whole like give him a good experience and they'll come back comes into play. Because he calls me and he's like, hey man, he goes, I hate to be this guy, but you spelled something wrong. So I was like, what? And I'm sitting in front of the computer and he's like, February. And I Google February right away and I'm like, no, dude, there's supposed to be an R in there. He's like, yeah, I know there's not one in mine. I was like, oh, shit.
My friends will quit making fun of me.
Like, oh, man. So I was like, all right, man. I'm like, whatever you want to do, like, I'm going to take care of you. He's like, I knew you would. He goes, I could tell by our experience. So I did a full cover-up for free. And I put that tattoo on the other side of his chest.
Oh, nice.
And I ended up getting 3 cover-ups out of the deal. Like, his sister, her fiance, and one of their friends all had cover-ups. And they're like, he did such a good job. We got to go to him.
That's
cool.
rad.
Hell
That's
yeah.
cool.
I was like, all right, cool.
That's an art, too.
Oh.
Like doing cover-ups.
I
didn't even try it that time. That just came out.
The Saturday, I just did this girl had this gnarly scar on her arm.
Yeah.
And it's bothered her for years. And I was like, yeah, I can cover that. No big deal. And I did some really soft black and gray flowers around it.
Yeah.
And then did some hard, like almost solid black leaves around the outskirts. And I covered that scar with, you'd never even know it's there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
she cried when we were done. So
Yeah.
that's when you know you did
awesome.
your job.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
otherwise you really fucked up. Like you either did it really good or you did it real bad because they cried.
Like, ma'am, I just want to make sure those are happy tears.
Yeah. Are you going to pay me?
So you do like it?
Yeah.
Right? That's awesome.
So yeah.